Hey guys, it's the WalterFootball.com After Dark Show for May 25, 2025. We're going to be talking about some good bets for NFL teams to make and miss the playoffs this year. Found some good ones I wanted to discuss and maybe a parlay, and then we'll get into the usual Saturday night shenanigans here as we usually do on the show. So before we get into all that, please hit like, subscribe, comment below this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something for the merch store. It is my light blue Walter football t-shirt, which I've said in the past is my fanciest shirt that I own. I mean, look, it's powder blue, so how can it not be the fanciest? So you can get that as well as anything else here at the merch store. But you might be like, wait, there is no light blue. I'm being swindled here. This is ridiculous. But no, you can go in and change the color of anything, so you can get light blue for any of these. So please make sure you do that. It's 10% off right now. Not the best sale, but 10% off is still pretty decent. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people I met at Penn State when I was there for 6 years. So I think you guys would get a kick out of it. I had a lot of fun writing it, so I think you'd have a lot of fun reading it. Also, please consider super chats, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show. We had John Sanders helping us out both this week and last week. Also, in the past we had Slew, Degeneron, Can Make an Eagle, Armac, Karmic, The Boss, Evan Daniel. You guys have been so great with the contributions. I can't say it enough. So any further help would really help us because the YouTube ads, as I always say, pay nothing. So we are joined once again by Quacky T. Tom, how's it going on this fine Saturday night? And you're on mute. I don't know if you do that.
Oh, thank you. See, as I need all the help I can get. Walter, here we are again. Hello to you and hello to everyone in the Walter football family. Holy cow, man. Let me tell you what, I was watching that the Knicks and Pacers game last night. I know I actually didn't get to catch game one, but I saw the end of what happened, and that was an incredible game. Game two was one of the best games I've seen in a long time as well. But let me tell you something, man. It's like I'm telling you now, I think we should just go back to regular TV, regular cable TV and DVDs. I'm actually thinking about making the switch. So I had to I was like, maybe I'll try a free trial of YouTube TV. It's like, okay, so I jumped through like 18 hoops, putting in my passwords and verifying two-step, all this verification nonsense. And then by the time that's all done, they get on there. Here comes the 5-day free trial, and now it's saying I have to get like an HBO Max or whatever membership too. It's like you gotta have a subscription to every single, especially in the NFL playoffs. We went through this. It's like, oh, you want to watch all the games? Well, you got to subscribe to like 7 different things. It's so hard. Dumb. Let's just go back to the DVDs. I think it makes sense for somebody like me because I'm always watching the same thing over and over.
That's true. You should just record it. Get a DVD burner and record something you're watching, and then you can just be watching it over and over again.
I've exactly. And I think of all the money I'd save. I'm losing my mind over here. I'm telling you what, I'd say 75% of the time I cannot find the game I'm looking for.
Really?
Oh, this isn't part of your package, or oh no, you need this. It's like, and in the meantime, you have to jump through 17,000 hoops. I can't tell you. I was trying to get. I think it was Max or Discovery Plus or both of them, and it kept saying like, "Oh, like verify your email." So I was doing that, and then it kept taking me back to the same screen. Verify your email, and I kept doing that, and it just wouldn't go through. I couldn't get the subscription, and it's just like I can't watch anything. Just go back to regular TV, man. I'm sure that's going to be a popular opinion, but what do you think?
I'm an old boomer. I say screw the DVD. Let's go to VCR. That was those are the best times when we had VCR. Unfortunately, you had to make sure that like no one taped over what you had because like
oh yeah,
I used to be when I was a kid. I used to be obsessed with Legends of the Hidden Temple, that show on Nickelodeon, and I taped every single episode of Legends of the Hidden Temple so I could just rewatch it. And like someone taped over it. Like, I think my dad taped like a Sixers game over it when they lost by like 30. I was so pissed. So yeah, that was always the danger of that. Like you can't really tape over a DVD. I mean, you can, but like it takes a lot of work to do that. So
I don't think very few people are set up to like readily do that.
I used to be because I used to record NFL games and rewatch them that way. This is before you could save everything and stuff, or you could watch it online on NFL.com. Like you can do that. You could pay a yearly and you could go back in the archives and watch games. So this is before that, and I used to just record on my DVD. I had a DVR recorder, and I used to just tape the games and watch them that way. And it was pretty useful. But like it was pretty tough to set up. Like I didn't really know what I was doing, and I had to look online for instructions. And I eventually got to figure it out. But then like it's funny. I lost the DVD I had. There was like one DVD I was looking for a season. I lost one of them, and I couldn't find it like forever. I thought I was like losing my mind. I thought like maybe someone threw it away or something. Like maybe my wife was like, "What's this?" and like she threw it away. And like the other day, I was like cleaning up stuff in my living room, and I found it like 10 years later. I was like,
really?
Yeah, it was lodged between like two DVD things. I have some old TV show DVDs I had like way back.
Yeah.
I still have them. It was like lodged. It was like for some I don't know who put it there. It was like lodged in between these two boxes, which I hadn't touched because I don't really use DVDs anymore. So it was just there. It was like the most logical place for it to be because like I don't know why anyone would put it there, but someone did, and there it was. So I was like, well, I don't use this anymore. It's kind of useless, but now I found it. But I could always like now I know where it was. I've always wondered, but now I know.
This is such a bizarre story, but I finally got rid of. I had you remember the movie The Ring?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite scary movies. One of my favorite movies of all time, and it's one of my favorite scary movies. I don't know why, well, I feel like you haven't moved in a long time, but like the idea of like when you move, you find like random junk and you kind of throw it in like a junk box, and it kind of stays in a junk box everywhere you go for a while. Well, I had the Ring DVD, but like just the disc, like not the case. I don't know why it was floating around freely.
Mm-hmm.
And but I mean, I think it's been out of its case and in a junk box for like a decade.
Wow.
And I haven't had I can't remember the last time I had a DVD player. So I think I finally just threw it away. Because like, what am I going to do with it? It's like, I'm not, but it was weird. It was kind of hard for me to throw it away. Maybe that makes me a hoarder,
Yeah, I'm a bit of a hoarder too. My wife always yells at me for that, but I'm like, what if I need this down the road? Like,
yeah.
Obviously it won't. But I have issues throwing stuff away. It like gives me there's like a pain in my chest whenever I throw stuff away. Unless I know it's completely useless. Like most of the time, I'm like, she's like going through old books I had. I'm like, oh, don't sell that. Don't give it away. I love that book. She's like, you're never gonna read it ever again. I'm like, yeah, but still, I might one day. That's how I always feel about that stuff. I hate throwing stuff away. I did a partial move, by the way. I was up in my office 2 years ago, I guess. Yeah, 2 years ago I made the move. I mean you've been to my house. I don't know if you've ever been to my office. My old office which was upstairs. But my daughter that's now her room. And we had 3 bedrooms. So our bedroom and then my son's bedroom, which used to be the workout room, which no longer work out. And then so my office was my 3rd bedroom, and then when my daughter was born, I moved down here to the basement. So this is where like the beer pong table was like right there to my left, and then like people used to just like pass on the couch like right in front of me. Those are different times, but yeah, I've been so I did a partial move, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm down in the basement, kind of like the guy from Office Space. But I don't have a stapler because I actually don't have a stapler. My wife was like, "Hey, do you have a stapler?" I'm like, "No, I don't think I do." So that's the difference. Actually, he got his stapler taken away too. So
that's funny you say that because I was just watching a video on Office Space today, like earlier today.
What do you mean video on it? Just a clip or something?
Yeah, it was like a video essay. About how it's called There'll Never Be Another Movie. Like it's by this creator M. Plemon that I really like. He does some pretty cool video essays. But that movie's came out in 1999. That's 26 years old now.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty insane. It's a great movie. Talk about like one of my favorite movies. That's got to be up there for like humorous movies for sure. I think I probably watched it like 3 or 4 times.
That's certainly a cult classic. That's the same. 1999. That's the year The Matrix came out. Remember, everyone was watching The Matrix.
Yeah, everyone was trying to do Matrix moves and stuff. That was like yeah, people trying to like run up walls and whatnot and like slow dodge. It was funny. There was even there was a video game that came out, I think in like '01 or '02, I want to say. It was called Legend of Legaia, and it had like Matrix. It was an RPG like turn-based thing, but it had Matrix type moves, and like you could do like you would have to like input combinations like uppercut or jab or cross whatever or kick. If you did like a certain combination, your fighter would just do this matrixy stuff, fighting moves, and like it was a pretty cool game. I liked it a lot. It's basically like you're like the world is full of this mist that turns people into like monsters, and you have to like clear the mist and stuff. And the way you fight is what I explained. So it was a fun game. I wish they would remake it because it was a good one. And I don't think a lot of people played it. It's kind of like one of those unknown games. And if you like RPGs, I'll definitely recommend it. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, I got something for you. Okay. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares, right? Or is it the other way around?
All squares are rectangles, yeah.
Are you sure it's not all rectangles or squares?
No. Can't be. Why? All rectangles.
I always get it. Then what about the rhombus too? Because some rhombus rhombi could also be rectangles, couldn't they?
I guess so, but then it would just be a rectangle.
Like, wait, all squares are rectangles?
No, all squares are rectangles.
No, wait.
All squares. I thought you said triangle for a second. Yeah, all squares are rectangles. Yeah. I don't know why I thought you said triangle.
All squares are triangles.
And that's why I thought you. That's why I thought you sounded like that. That's ridiculous. Yeah. All squares are rectangles. Yeah. Yes.
But not all rectangles. Why couldn't a rectangle be a square? Oh, because the square's got to be.
But it can be
even.
But then it's just a square. Hold on, what's going on here? I thought you had like it's like a joke or something.
What about the quadrangle?
The that's just a shape of four angles. Could be like every quadrangle is a square. What are you getting at? What are you trying to say here?
I'm just being stupid. No, I'm not serious.
Are you sure?
I'm just trying out some bits here. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I saw the word quadrangle recently, and it made me think of. What's the difference there with what's a quadrangle?
It's just general term for that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Shape of four angles. Is that the extent of this topic?
I think so. I just wanted to double check with that and the rhombus. I don't know. What could you really ever need? Good, it's working then. Thanks, Cassandra. Appreciate you being here.
It's downgraded.
I mean, when's the last time you ever thought of a rhombus? Like, have you ever used geometry?
Have I used geometry? I mean, like, I don't like outside of math problems. No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe subconsciously. I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously, when you learn geometry in high school, which is what, ninth grade, like we learned like what a sine or a cosine is and whatnot, and like how to find like angles of different shapes and whatnot. And like I just like if someone asked me like, hey, what's the sine of this or cosine of this, I couldn't answer that. And it goes back to what I've said this so many times. It's like you learn this like nonsense in high school, and they tell you like, oh, it's going to mean so much to you. You know, I've used this example a lot. Like, hey, what is a mitochondria? Yeah, it's like the powerhouse of the cell. Yeah, okay, what does it do exactly? What does that mean? And like people are like, I don't know. And like solve a quadratic equation, which is algebra 2, which is was that? I think it was 10th grade for me. So like, yeah, we did that in 10th grade and stuff, and I knew enough to get an A in the class. But like, if I've never applied it ever outside of school, and I graduated from high school 25 years ago. It'll be 25 years ago next month, and I couldn't tell you any of that stuff that I learned. So it's just so pointless. Like you learn this nonsense where like you could be learning like real skills and stuff that you need in real life, like how to invest, or like I always said this with cover calls and stuff. Like people don't know this stuff, and you should be learning it. How to make resumes. How to just do basic things that you need, and you just never learn it, and you just learn useless stuff instead. And it's a good thing that I know you don't like to get too political, but I love that they're disbanding the Department of Education, because I feel like we've gotten dumber just learning this nonsense. And if if you want to be a mathematician or like do like advanced math stuff, like yeah, sure, you should learn that. If you want to be a biologist, you should learn what a mitochondria is. But like most people don't need that. Like, and there's no need for people to need that. It's just a fancy memorization test. You might as well just have people memorize something and just like say, hey, what was the seventh digit here? Like memorize this number sequence, memorize Data's number of password and from Star Trek. Like learn that. Like what's the seventh number? Like it's the same use. It's the same usage. Like there's no difference there. So for most people, I would say for most people, not everyone, for most people. So yeah, I don't know how you feel about that, but that's something I ran about a lot. I don't know how much we talked about it though. How to become a degenerate gambler. Yeah, exactly. Well, if you're going to be a gambler, where to place the best bets, how to find the best bets, money management and stuff. It's important stuff.
Yeah, geometry is important with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? You brought up geometry. Why did you ask that? Well, we had Patrick saying Department of Education is horrible. Jimmy Carter created it for teachers unions, and tons of funding goes to predatory college loans and not schools that actually need. Exactly. Yeah. It's just, it was funny today. I was at my niece's birthday party. She just turned 5. Her dad is like super base. Like we always talk. He's a good guy, and his wife was saying something like, we were talking about investing. And his wife was like, yeah, we're going to, hopefully when our kids go to college, we're going to have enough money. And then the dad's like, our kids aren't going to college. Like, I'm not sending them there. I feel the same way. Unless like my kids want to become like engineers or doctors or lawyers, like I'm not sending them to college. So, yeah. So what were you saying about, geometry and stuff? I don't know if you remember, but
I don't know, but I was going to tell Patrick, I watched that Black Mirror episode with Paul Giamatti, the eulogy. I thought
no spoilers, please. No spoilers.
Did we already tell you this, Patrick? I really liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, no spoilers, please, because
yeah, no. Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No, well, the problem is I have to watch it with my wife. My wife gave me the riot act when I told her that I watched the season 2 of Severance. Like she was legitimately upset about it. And I defended myself. I'm like, look, Tim Pool like spoiled it on the show. I'm like, it wouldn't have mattered. I heard what happened. So, and plus, like, I wanted to talk about it with Omnifral, who we had on a couple weeks ago for a TV show episode. So it was like 2 reasons why I had to watch it. She was still pissed at me. So I'm like, but then I was like, that's the only thing I saw. Which, by the way, was a lie because I watched House of Dragons. So don't tell her, please. But yeah, I saw that too. But those are the only 2 things I watched without her. And we just a couple weeks ago we finished Squid Game, and then we have to get to Black Mirror and Cobra Kai and You and a bunch of other things. So I haven't seen it, but you're saying it was a great episode.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was. I mean, I won't give anything away, but there's something very creepy about it. Very creepy undertones, but it was, yeah, I recommend it. It's called Eulogy.
Okay.
But I haven't watched any of the other new ones. I don't think I watched Nosedive again a few times. That's such a good one. Nosedive is one of the best episodes where they have the social media. That we were talking about this on the show before.
Oh, the social media score.
Yeah, like the walking score.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah, that's a really. If you haven't seen that one, that's another good one.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Patrick asking, Walt, can you sell fractional cover calls? I have some GME, Tesla, Amazon, but not enough for 100 shares. Not that I know of. I don't know. I mean, it might depend on the brokerage. Like there might be some brokerage out there that allows it, but it would be weird because each contract is 100 shares, and so like it would have to be like half a contract or a third of a contract or half quarter of a contract, whatever. How many shares you have? Like I don't know if they do that. I've never heard of that before. But like I said, there could be some brokerage that does it. So I don't know. Have you gotten the cover calls, Tom?
No, I only know about them from you. So yeah, don't ask me for any advice.
that's I was at the same party. I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he's like, Walt, you're a genius because you do this cover call stuff. I was like, he's like, no one else could possibly understand it. I'm like, Jimmy, it's super easy. It doesn't take nothing to be a rocket scientist. He's like, no. He's like, no, because then everyone would be doing it. I'm like, dude, no one has heard of it. Like, I've talked to investors who've been investing like 30, 40 years. This older woman, like, I know her, just, friend of the family. She's like a millionaire. She made a lot of money back in the day in stocks. She's like a millionaire. I was talking to her the other day, and she always asks me like what stocks I like. And I'm like, well, right now I'm just selling covered calls. And she's older, she's like 60s or so. And she's like, what's covered calls? And like, she's a millionaire who's been investing in stocks, and she's never heard of it. So, it's like most people I've talked to have not heard of it. But I like every time I explain it to someone who, is at least like, just someone in tune with the stock market, like they get it pretty easily. Like when my friend Body Burner comes on here sometimes, like we were just hanging out at his house, probably a year ago. No, it's like probably 6 months ago. And I told him about it. I'm like, look, he opened his brokerage account. I'm like, look, you have to do that, then that, then that. And he's like, oh, okay, that's easy. So it's not difficult at all. There are certain techniques you could do to maximize your profits, but like it generally, like you can make 30% a year easily. If not like way more. Like my son's account like is up 75% this year. You could do way better than that, but like 30% is like the floor of this. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for people not to do it. They just don't know about it. So yeah, I'm not surprised that you've only heard it from me, because most people don't know what it is. And like, I feel like when I tell people about it, I feel like I'm like the crazy person in the street with the sign up is like the end is nigh. And like, here I'm like, cover calls, do cover calls. People are like, that dude's crazy. Like, what is he talking about? That's how I feel like sometimes, because like people just dismiss it, and I'm like, dude, free money in the stock market. And then people ignore it. Actually, just should write a book called "Free Money in the Stock Market." Just talk about it.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those clickbait articles.
Yeah.
Like free money. Everyone says that. Do you want to make free money? Like,
That's true. It does sound clickbaity, but it's actually true. And maybe it should be like free money in the stock market. No, really, free money in the stock market.
Yeah, it's like every handicapper on Twitter is the best NFL handicapper on Twitter.
Oh, no, it's the worst. I hate those people.
Yeah,
I don't hate them, but they're kind of ridiculous. You know, you can't trust anyone. Like it feels like everyone's a grifter. I don't know, not everyone, but just a lot of people.
It's true. Everything's a scam now.
Not everything, but most things are scams.
Yeah, not literally, but
yeah, I know what you mean. There's a lot of it out there. It's kind of ridiculous. Patrick says, I've heard Warren Buffett uses it. I've been maxing Roth and 401k while adding a bit in individual blue chips. Saving up for a wedding, though, so we will see net worth go down soon. LOL, yes. Well, congratulations on the wedding. I have. When is the wedding, Patrick? Let us know. That's awesome. Congratulations. Hope everything is awesome for you, and you have a long and great marriage and stuff. But I do understand what you're saying, that your net worth, net asset value will go down just from experience. It's pretty brutal. Kimmy says, Patrick, all options control 100 shares except when you already have one and the company has a 3-for-1 stock split. Yeah. At that point, it's weird what happens with your options, but like once you have, instead of 100 shares, you get 300 shares, and then you can sell three options. But if you're in the middle of it and your options, it's weird stuff happens with your options. It's I don't know. I like to just sell it, like get out of it, but like when they're doing a split, and then just like resell it. Like it's I don't know. It's so complicated. Like there's one a long time ago. It wasn't even cover call. So I bought some puts on this company that was doing a reverse split, and I had to call my brokerage to sell the options, just because there's something weird, and like it was on E-Trade, and like I couldn't sell the options because like they did the reverse split, and like the E-Trade interface didn't understand what I was trying to do, and I had to call, and they'd be like, hey, I want to sell this. And it was easy. The guy was like, okay, we'll sell it for you. But yeah, it was just annoying. But It is, it is a good thing when your stock splits and you get like triple the amount of triple the number of options you get to do. That's what I'm hoping GameStop does, because it just rose in 2 days. It rose from 27 to 33, and people are saying $100 is going to go $100, and that's kind of like where they did the last 4-for-1 split. So if they do that again, that's just way more options to sell, which is obviously a good thing. Patch says March 2027. Trial the food for venue this past week. I remember that. That was fun. And then it was awesome. Blackened chicken, Alfredo, crab cakes, taco bar, sweet potato bar. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember tasting the food and the cake. It was like a 2.5 hour process. It was basically just our dinner. It was like we counted that for a dinner. That was like that was probably the best part about planning the wedding was the food tasting. Everything else is like so tedious and so expensive. And then just based on experience, maybe your experience is going to be better. And it's in March, so you're not going to run into the same thing I did. But we got married on Memorial Day weekend, and it was so hot and humid that day, and like it was outside. Well, it was supposed to be outside, but it thunderstormed like right as we were supposed to go down the aisle. But leading up to it, it was so hot and humid the whole day, and we're just outside taking pictures. I was so miserable. I was like, man, can we just go inside the AC for like half an hour? Like, I'm so tired and like so hot. It was like I got in. I was my whole suit was drenched just from the sweat, just being out for 3 hours taking pictures. It was so brutal. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this. So wow, like Patrick, I have to commend you. You're really getting on that early. You're like two years before.
Yeah. I mean, look,
that's commendable. But hey, so like when you went to try the food, like how much does that cost to like go and like try the food?
I mean, it's all part of it. Like you're paying for the catering, but that was part of the package, is just trying the food. So like that day, it didn't like really cost anything, but it's part of the whole thing. So like
right. But I mean, like, what if you try the food and you don't like it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. If you try the food, you don't like it. I mean, I guess you hire a different caterer, right? Like,
yeah, but now you paid for how does it work? You have to pay just to do like the sample?
It was so long ago, I don't remember. Like this, we got married 7 years ago. So, and we did the same thing Patrick did, because we got engaged in 2015. No, wait, 2016, and our wedding was 2018. So we had 2 years. And I remember the food tasting was February of 2017. It was actually, I think it was Valentine's Day, actually. And so, yeah, it was basically the same thing. So, yeah, it takes a while. There's a lot. Also, the seating chart was like, my wife was like, I don't want to do this. You do this. I never had so much fun in my life, like planning something that, like, not like playing video games or hanging out with friends, but like stuff that like should be busy work. I never had so much fun. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this table this way, this table that way. It was just like figuring out this puzzle. It was like a game almost. I had a lot of fun doing it.
Oh, that's awesome! I got to sit next to Charlie.
Yeah. No, I remember assembling your table, and I was like, man, I wish I could sit at the table. I was like, man, maybe I could sneak away and like sit at the table for like 5 minutes. Like, no, here's another thing for you, Patrick. Like, you have no time during your wedding. The wedding planner's like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. We had when I got my food, I brought it back to our table, and the wedding planner, as soon as I sat down, like, no joke, the second I sat down, the wedding planner's like, all right, we got to do this, we got to do like your first dance. I'm like, I just got this food, like, can I eat? She's like, I should okay, you have 5 minutes, go.
Like, oh my god,
like stuffing things in my mouth. Yeah, because you're like all over the place. They like, you never get to talk to anyone. Like if you have like, even like the people I wanted to talk to the most, it was like 30 seconds, and then like, all right, next thing, more pictures, more dances, more stuff. Like you just never get to relax until the thing is over, and then you finally get to relax. But it's just mayhem the whole time. So just be prepared for it. But it's I still look back at that day fondly. It was still a lot of fun, but it was chaotic. It was chaotic fun, I guess, if you want to call it that way.
I remember at your wedding, like during the cocktail hour, they had like hors d'oeuvres and they had like olives. And I grabbed an olive, and not knowing it was like an authentic, like it had a pit in there. I didn't realize
really?
it, and I chomped down into it. I was like, oh, I thought like my tooth was gonna. Oh, it hurts so bad. I didn't I just wasn't thinking. I was, being
Oh man,
as usual.
yeah. Well, I don't. It was the cocktail hour was fun. That was also that was actually supposed to be inside. Like I said, we were supposed to have the valves and stuff outside, but weather didn't cooperate. But yeah, that was supposed to be where it was, and I swear, it's
By
happened
the
like
moon
10
and the
times.
stars, you'll be there.
Yeah, right. It's 10 times, 10 or so times. Someone came up to me like, "Oh, congratulations." And like I walked away, I'm like, I have no idea who that was. And I did the seating chart. I'm like, I have no idea who you were. You could have been a wedding crash for all I know. I have no idea who you were.
Yeah.
I thought at one
That's
point
pretty funny.
someone came up to both me and my wife, like, "Oh, congratulations! I wish you all the best and everything." And they walked away. I'm like, who was that? Was that your side of the family? And like Dina, my wife, she's like, "No, I thought that was your side of the family."
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty nuts, but
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, patch is great. Yeah, this is why you have to play in advance. Venues pack super quick. Exactly. Yeah, the place where we wanted to. So here's why. We got engaged on our 3-year anniversary, which was May of 2026. It's 2016. Which, by the way, our anniversary, our wedding anniversary is coming up in 2 days. But anyway, so we got engaged in June of 2016, and like the place my wife wanted to get married, they were booked in 2017 completely, and so that's why we went to 2018. So that's we would have gotten married a year earlier, but we just couldn't. Which probably for the best because there's a lot of stuff to do, and just having more time kind of just made it easier. But yeah, Pasha's saying food would have been $200. We got it for free. Actually, getting married at the restaurant, which is a wonderful venue. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. So said, don't miss the Mike Leach video and before has advice when he told the coach he was getting married. But yeah, hot and humid. We had extra large suit for maximum ventilation. Yeah, that's the story I told a few times where I was 205 pounds back in probably March or February. I think February. It was right after the Super Bowl, February of 2018. And I was like, football's over. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to go back to the weight where I met you. I told my wife because I met her when I was 165 pounds. So I was like, all right, let's lose 40 pounds in 3 months. And I almost got there. I got down to 168. I couldn't quite get the last 3 pounds.
Really
But that was I think it was because the week of the wedding we had like so many dinners and stuff, and and whatnot, like the dinner rehearsal and stuff. Like that was. Plus, my bachelor party kind of ruined it too. So that's I think that's part of the reason why I couldn't get to 165. Yeah, so I got tailored to 205 during the wedding. I put on my suit. I'm like, this is a lot bigger than it was. What happened? I'm like, oh my god, I got tailored to 205, not 168.
Oh my god.
It was so you see pictures of my wedding. My suit is so baggy, it's ridiculous. I look like a kid who went to a bar mitzvah or something. It was so but I don't know. My wife looked good. I guess that's what matters most.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what Mike Leach quote I love when he's in the locker room? That was last fucking week. That wasn't this week. You remember that one?
Yeah,
that was last fucking week.
Yeah.
It's one of the legends. R.I.P.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
that's great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Man, I forgot he passed away. That sucks. Yeah, Jim Irsay passed away too. That was kind of wild.
Yeah,
he was only 65.
Yeah, very young.
Yeah, but I mean, he did a lot of like drugs and stuff. So you imagine that it had to do some of that. But yeah, it's always a shame when you hear something like that. But apparently, I think his sister's taken over, if I remember correctly, or maybe I'm not sure if he's married, if he had kids or something. But someone in his family's taking over. But that was surprising. I can't believe that he seems so young, compared to some older owners like Jerry Jones is in his 80s now.
Yeah.
Like told me an owner died. I wouldn't have guessed Jim Irsay, but yeah, that's a shame. But yeah. So anyway, I don't know if you wanted to get into this stuff or if you had any other thing you wanted to mention. Actually, we have some other comments, but Did you have? Well, let's start with this. Slew asking, surely Quacky would not pay $13.99 to eat at a salad bar.
Which
Quacky, what?
salad bar?
Well, okay. I mean, would you pay $13.99 to eat at any salad bar? Like, if it's a great salad bar, would you pay $13.99?
I don't know. Do they have rolls on the salad bar? And like pasta salad and that too.
That's a great. I mean, if it's a great salad bar, imagine. Would you pay $13.99 for
that? I don't know, man. Maybe.
It's not your question. Just
Yeah.
I just it's like a sincere question. Would you?
Yeah. I guess I would. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if I went up and got 2 salads, then yeah, it'd be worth it, right?
Oh yeah, and if you have 2 kids who will eat your tomatoes, and actually my kids love salad. They love it. Like.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because of the ranch dressing, but still, when I went to a diner after the draft, and they have a good salad bar, and I asked for cheesesteak wrap and a salad, and the waitress just like stopped and she looked at me. She's like, that's $13.99, right? So like she looked at me like I couldn't afford it or something because maybe I looked like so disheveled after the draft, and I'm like, and my response was like, yeah, I'd pay $19.99 for it. And then my wife goes, you would pay $19.99 for a salad bar? I'm like, yeah, it's a good salad. So remember, I don't know, it's a lot, but like, even Kenny on Wednesday, he was like, wow, that's a lot for a salad bar. I'm like, I like salad bars. I like the cheddar cheese that you put you put the ranch dressing on it. It's great.
Oh yeah. How about the Pizza Hut salad bar?
Oh my God, yeah.
I'd pay $13.99 for that. Yeah, for absolutely. Sure. Yeah, and I mean, think of the nostalgic value. That's worth like 10 times that for me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you could take me back to a Pizza Hut, like just like that same indoor seating, like I don't know if they have those like anymore. Like with the stained glass lamps and everything, and that same aesthetic with the salad bar and the pizza like brought to you. I'd pay $100. Plus the cost of the pizza. Yeah. And the salad bar. Just to experience that again. That would be worth the nostalgia to me. Do they have any of them around anymore? I've never seen one.
I don't think.
Olives. Yeah, can't make any exactly.
I don't think they do. We had that. I don't know who I was discussing with when I had this idea, but I would love to recreate like 80s restaurant, like call it that or something close to that, where it's like you have like Roy Rogers here, and you have your old Pizza Hut with like the glass stained stuff and the salad bar here, and like a couple other things. Just have like all together in like some big place, just call it like 80s or not, maybe 90s, right? And then I call it 90s restaurant. Because in the 90s we went to a 50s joint. We used to go to 50s restaurants all the time in the 90s, and now it's 30 years. It's 35 years since 1990. So it's about almost the same, right? So I feel like you can have a nostalgic 90s thing. It's, I don't know why they don't do it, but that's my idea. So if someone wants to take the idea, it's fine.
Jesus, but it's so scary to think about, man. The 90s, like just thinking about when I was like 10 years old in the 90s, and thinking like the 60s, that's so old.
I know.
Now, like a 10-year-old today would think that about the 90s, the same perspective. That's freaking crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this last time, but if you mention a year, if you mention a year where you weren't alive, like I wasn't alive in 81. I was born in 82. If you tell me like something happened in 1979, I'm like, oh man, that's so long ago. If you tell me something happened in 1985, I'm like, oh, I kind of remember 1985. That's not too long ago. And like, it's funny how that works. You can just try it yourselves, like when you were born, 86.
86,
yeah. So if I tell you something happened in 83, you're probably like, wow, that's so long ago. But if I tell you something happened in 89, you're like, oh yeah, I remember 89. Like,
no, I see what you mean. I mean, I don't know. I remember the 90s so well, but like, I guess most of the 80s, I don't remember that much at all. So
yeah. I remember like we used to have to write the date on our assignments and stuff, like starting in second grade. I remember writing 89, like it was, and then I remember writing 90 for the first time. Oh, that's so weird. 9 first. And then it's kind of strange. Like used to the year we used to write 19, and then whatever, and then now it's just 20. It's gonna be 20 for the next 75 years. We're 74 years. So
I remember, like, I have this vivid memory in preschool when I was 4, when we were like our preschool class, we were all saying the date out loud. I can't remember what month it was, but I distinctly remember us going 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember that was like the first date. Like I guess like you would say, like I remember like seeing and like saying out loud. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't really remember that. I was born in '86, but I can't really tell you too much about it.
well, I mean, not that first year. I would hope.
Well, yeah. I mean, how old were you when you had your first memory?
80. Oh, it was 3. It was 1985.
Yeah,
So I
me
was.
too.
It was my 3rd birthday, and I got lost at Sesame Place, which is right around. I was actually like passed by today.
That was your first memory? Was getting lost in Sesame Place?
Well, my parents lost me. I didn't get lost. I kept riding the same ride over and over again. It was like just like a tiny water slide. I went down the water slide. I ran back, went down the water slide again. Just kept going and going. My parents like waiting for me at the end. I just never exited. I just kept going and going. And I remember having like the time of my life, and like they're like, "We lost you." I was like, "Oh, I was just here the whole time."
Wait, were you panicked at all?
No, they were panicked, not me.
Oh,
I
okay.
just kept going down the same slide over and over again. I was having the time of my life.
Oh my God! I was gonna say, if your first memory was like something like you were like your first like you came online and your first feeling was panic, I'd make sure that you were okay. Like you probably have some. I'm serious. You probably have some traumatic something from that. That was your first. It's like welcome to the world, and like you're panicking already.
39 years later, Walt, do you need help from that?
Well, no, but I mean, maybe if you've been my friend of many years, I mean, I would be the one to help you.
Yeah. Maybe if I ever talk to a therapist, maybe I'd talk about that, which I never understood. I never understood therapy.
Well, yeah, but you were saying, I mean, you never felt like you didn't even realize you were lost. You were just having a good time, and
no, my parents were panicked, not me.
Yeah.
I was having fun. Like I wasn't thinking about. I didn't even think of the concept of being lost. Like
you were having fun.
Yeah, I was riding down this water slide in Sesame Place.
Sesame Place. No, I'm sure you were. But I just like the way you're saying, like I was having fun.
Yeah, I was. It was fun, man. Sesame. I took my son to Sesame Place a year ago.
Nice.
Actually, no, it was 2 years ago. He had a lot of fun. And my wife actually took him for his 3rd birthday. It was unfortunately it was during his birthday is New Year's Eve, so they had the park open that day. Obviously, no water slides, but they had the rest of the park open, and he had a good time. So it's pretty cool. It's cool that we live right next to it. Like I know like people travel from the other parts of the country to go here to go to the Sesame Place. It's just like 20 minutes down the road. Like I said, I passed by today to go to my niece's birthday party.
Okay. Well, oh my gosh! In a handful of years, like your kids are going to be like old enough, like they're going to be interested in going to Hershey Park. So you're finally going to get to go to Hershey Park.
I might. That might get me there. Dude. I wouldn't go on my own, but I could take them, I guess.
We got to go, man. Let's go. Just me and you.
weirdo, like grown-up men going to an amusement park by themselves. I never got
some good rides there, though.
I'm sure they do. I don't know. I guess it could be fun, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. It feels like just have responsibilities and just can't go to amusement parks on my own. I don't get like adults who go to amusement parks like all the time.
Like Disney. I've gone to Hershey Park a couple times. Like I went with my buddy a couple years ago. We had a good time.
Really? Okay. The thing I have in mind here is that I these 2 people that I know, and I don't even know if they're friends. Like I've been exiled from their house because like our persona non grata there because there was some weirdness that happened, but I don't really want to get into it, but Um, they so I've been banned from their house, but they go to Disney World every single year. Every single year in
Yeah.
like January, December, whatever. They go there every year. And I'm like, I get like if you've never been there, I get it. Like I took my wife there, like back then she's my girlfriend. She's never been to Disney World, and we were visiting Charlie in Tampa, and we're like, all right, what do we do today? She's like, we've been to the beach the past 2 days. Like, what do we do? I'm like, oh, how about Disney World? Like, you've never been there before. She's like, okay, well, let's go. And like something like that is fine because like someone who's never been there before, and like it's a one-time thing. And like my wife even said afterwards, she's like, I had fun, but I'd never come back here. So I feel the same. I feel like the same way. Like unless you're with someone new experiencing it for the first time, there's no reason to go. But like these people go every single year, like no matter what, every single year. And I'm like, why? Like why? Like try something new. Like they go somewhere else. Like there's so many other things to see and experience. You just go in the same place over and over again. It's just like how can you have fun there?
Yeah, well, I mean, growing up, we used to go to Hershey Park every summer. I loved it every time as a kid, but we went like once a summer. It wasn't like all the time.
Yeah.
But I see people, who are on, like my friends on like Facebook or Instagram, and like they're going to Disney like all the time. And
Why?
it's like,
It's weird.
yeah, like I think, okay, look, and I'm not throwing any shade. Like, look, people do whatever you want in your life, but like,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of strange. Like, if you have kids, that's one thing. Like, you're taking your
Right.
kids to Disney, but like, I don't know. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I don't know. I just think
Ruffle,
it's
please.
weird. It's like you're getting your picture taken with like
The
snow.
weirdo wearing a
Yeah,
suit.
like all the characters, like every time. It's like, how many times are you going to do this? I don't know. Like, is that what's to be aspired to in life? Because I don't want to be that. And look, and I'm no offense. If you're having fun, I'm not trying to like ruin your fun time or anything. I don't know. I just couldn't do that. But like the Disney is different. I see what you're saying. Like, oh, like two grown men go. Yeah, like if I think it would be kind of weird if me and you went to Disney World together. But like
Yeah.
Hershey Park is different, or like Six Flags is different, or like I think I just think it's the Disney. Yeah,
The
like
Disney
I
makes it weird.
well as a I don't know, whatever. Like people can do whatever they want. I'm not trying to like pick on anybody for what they like to do. If it brings you happiness, then that's fine. But
I think you
there's
should ruffle feathers. In
no.
why not? Why not? It's great. I
No,
mean,
because at
it's
the end
all.
of the day, they're not hurting anybody. It's just like I just think it's just they probably look at me and like, look at this idiot. Like, oh, he plays Rocket League all freaking day. Like. So yeah, I'm not trying to. I'm not here to make any enemies. If you like Disney, you like Disney. But I'm just like I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go there. I love going to Hershey Park because you get the piece of chocolate at the end of the factory, the free factory ride.
That's it. It's just a chocolate. Chocolate. Why
One
don't you
to-
buy it? Go to
Well,
7-Eleven, buy it.
Okay, one time I went through. I was not happy. I must have been in like high school. I went out there and we went on the Chocolate World ride, and in lieu of candy, this was the one and only time, and I went there hundreds of times on that ride. In lieu of chocolate, this one time they were giving away these like turquoise Jolly Rancher bandanas, and I was like, "What is this?"
Jolly Rancher.
For those
Is
of
it
you who are
edible?
familiar, no, it was a bandana that you wear around your head.
Oh, it just had Jolly Rancher like on
Yeah,
it.
it had the Jolly Rancher logo on
Okay.
it, and it was like turquoise in color. But it's like, come on, they always give candy. I was not happy. But yeah, the end of the ride drops you right off in the gift shop where they have like those 5-pound Hershey Kisses and stuff. So they
give you one piece of chocolate for free for riding the ride.
Yeah, but the ride doesn't cost anything. Yeah, it's like to warm you up. You're like, oh, you taste the chocolate. You're like, that was good. Oh, look, here I am in the gift shop where there's like a ton of candy to buy. It drops you off right in the middle of the gift shop. It's it's well thought out. But then,
sure.
But you can go to the Chocolate World, the chocolate factory, go on the ride for free and not go to the park. But they're right next to each other. But you if you go to the park, you got to do both. That's usually if you want to like take a break. It's like let's go do the chocolate factory ride. It has to be done like every time. It's like a rite of passage. You got to do it every time you go.
Okay. Well,
why are you're making a sour face over there? Why is this?
I was confused because you said the chocolate factory ride is not part of the amusement park.
Correct. Yeah, it's not.
It's not, huh?
You have to go through. You can go to the chocolate factory without going into the park.
Okay, weird.
Yeah. I remember we would do that as kids sometimes. A couple times, like, let's just go up to the chocolate factory. We went on the ride a few times, and we were happy. I was, I mean, it's a simpler. We're talking like the '90s. I'm like 8 years old, 9 years old. And it's like, oh, we're gonna. My parents like we'd do the Chocolate World ride like 4 times. Me and my brother, and we'd be like, oh, candy, and then like we'd come back
just to get 4 pieces of chocolate candy. Was
the
ride worth? Was the ride good? Like
it's just like a people mover ride. But it's like, here's how we make the chocolate, and it goes like, oh, we harvest the beans from like all these other countries. It comes like they show like the whole process, and then they have like these mixers of like the chocolate. It's kind of interesting, but for someone who's been on the ride at least 1,000 times, it's just kind of like something you do now, And then at the end, it's a very slow moving, just people mover ride. You like the visual aid here with my hand.
How long is the ride?
I don't know, like 7 to 8 minutes. Maybe not even that.
When you first said I don't know, I'm like, well, you've been on this 1,000 times. Like, I do not know.
It's been like at least 5 or 6 years since I've been on it now, though.
Okay.
It's been a long. No, that's not true. It's been about 3.
Okay.
But anyhow, I put those parks next to any Disney. I don't know. I don't want to go to Disney. The rides aren't that good.
I don't. It's been so long. It's been 11 years for me since I last went. But my wife and I, my girlfriend back then, we were dating for like almost exactly a year. So I don't quite remember. I do remember some of the rides being decent. They weren't like amazing, but they were pretty good. So we had, like I said, we had a fun time. And my wife even said she had a fun time, but like she said, I wouldn't come here again. It had to do like it was so crowded, like some of the rides were like 45-minute waits, like it's kind of ridiculous.
It is. No, I know what you're saying, because especially as an adult, it's like you're standing here for like an hour for a ride. It's like when you really think about it, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And no hate to anyone who does it, because I'll do it too. Like usually like 40 minutes is my max, but I'm not going to like ruin the mood of the group if I find myself there. It's like, I'll wait with you, like,
yeah.
But it is annoying, and it's hot and it's crowded, and you're paying so much money for like 2 sips of soda or half a bite of a chicken sandwich. And it's a lot of moving around, man.
Yeah, it is. I remember being so hungry there, and Charlie and his wife were both vegetarians, and I remember just being like, because I'm like, oh, we're hungry, and they're like, oh, let's go here, and it's like some salad thing, and I'm like, I was so mad. I was telling my wife, I want a hot dog so bad. Let's these guys get a hot dog. I'm so hungry, man. And so we got our hot dog, but it did cost like $12 or something.
Yeah.
It was $12 lost back because I was so starving. I was so mad.
Oh my gosh, yeah, man! And then you go to those theme parks and like you buy toys for the kids, and they're like, it's like $30 for something that breaks on the way home.
Yeah, it's so absurd. Like, it's crazy how they can upcharge. They know they have you by the balls, because if your kid's like, I want that, or like, it's either get them that or have them cry the whole time, and sometimes you just don't want to deal with the crying, so you kind of have to suck it up and get them this stupid thing that they're gonna stop playing with in a day or two. I can cycle these toys like so crazy, like they'll be so into this one toy, and like 2 days later just won't play with it ever again.
You ever go to like one of those like a county fair or something, and they have like, I don't know, like whatever games, basketball, or the one where you roll the ball, it's got to go, like, you ever see the guy like, win a bear for your girlfriend there, pal? Like, you ever, like, trying to play on your insecurities, like, get something for your lady, like, oh, like, I'm gonna throw the ball at the milk jugs and like hopefully get her a stuffed bear. That'll make everything right.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about? That's hard to do. You're supposed to knock them all off. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that.
Yeah, it's rigged against you. Like those things are all scams. And like some of them don't even work. Like the last time we went to a fair of some sort, my son was one. We just took him, and they had this shooting thing, and so my wife was like, "Oh, let's shoot," and so she turned into a competition. She like shot like 17 cans or something. I shot zero, and like
Really?
and she's like, "Oh, you suck, you suck." Even the guy was like, "You're terrible." I'm like, "There's no way I shot zero. I don't think this works." So he's like, "Yeah, of course it works." So he took it and he tried shooting. He's like, "Oh, it doesn't work." I was like, "Yeah." Like, I was like, "There's no way I didn't hit anything."
Wow. Yeah, that seems like quite a disparity. So
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, I swear I should have hit. Like maybe I didn't beat her, but I was like, I swear that I would have shot 12 times. Actually, that happens to me a lot. Well, we went laser tagging with my nephews like 4 years ago. And like so my wife and her and like it was my wife and one of the nephews and me and the other nephew, and like we lost, and like I didn't hit any shots, and I'm like, I swear this thing wasn't working, and they found afterward that my gun was busted. So it happens. I don't know why it happens to me all the time. So
I've won. I've won the basketball shot a few times.
I think I may have too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've left Hershey Park with the basketball before, mini basketball, palm ball.
Yeah, I used to just be a 3-and-D guy when I played basketball. I haven't touched a basketball in a while, but that's all I did was just like I love playing defense and like boxing people out. Like I was just like getting super physical into the basket, and then like on offense, I would just try to like kind of just get open so someone passed me the ball and I hit it free. It's like basically all I did.
I won the ring toss once too.
Really?
I think I told that story on the show before about the guy. He said he was going to go check the cameras. Like it was like the freaking Bellagio.
Oh yeah,
or something.
Because someone else may have won it too.
Yeah, and they ended up giving it because when you win the ring toss game, because nobody wins that.
Mm.
Except for me. But like and they give you that giant bear, like you can put it up on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And it's like if you see one of those around the park, and like you maybe see like one or two a day, it's like, damn, that guy got one. He won the ring toss.
Yeah.
So
you always felt jealous of those guys.
Yeah,
especially when you're young, you wanted one of those things. But I guess when you're older, you just don't care. But you could just buy one at the store. It's kind of ridiculous that like you have to go through all this like all this like nonsense at these rigged games, like on the off chance you'll win, and it's something you could just buy at the store like very easily.
Yeah, I know. There's something about winning it at these games that makes it like that much better.
I guess so.
The crane games. I still need to send you footage of me winning a crane game. I haven't seen one in a while. I'm telling you, I won a crane game recently, and I just didn't have a video of it.
Sure, if you say so.
Telling you, it's possible.
Yeah.
You just gotta believe. You gotta believe.
I gotta believe. No, I will never believe.
From Parappa the Rapper, right?
Yeah. Good job.
I can't believe you did. I just gotta believe. Yeah,
I gotta believe.
Yeah.
In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really gotta go.
Yeah, dude. You know what's so funny is when that game came out. Like as a kids, we're like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" And it's like there's something like, I mean, just like most things, it doesn't withstand the test of time. But like, there's still something nostalgic about it. Kick, punch. It's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find something. Yeah.
Kick, punch, chop the door. Fall through the floor.
Yeah, he was the onion or like the garlic.
Yeah, the onion karate master.
Yeah,
and then the moose policewoman.
Yeah.
And then the frog guy who was the flea market guy, which really kind of gave like made me reminisce because I told you I used to work at a flea market. Which, by the way, one of the most confusing lines from any video game or movie, or any media, was when the frog guy at the flea market goes, "I've been working in the flea market so early ever since my mama was a baby." I'm like, what? Was that ever explained?
Yeah, how can that be? He wasn't even alive.
Which I guess is the point, but I don't know. It's like. Yeah, I guess it's a joke, but I don't know. It's very, very strange.
We're gonna have
why
to
not run that ever since I was a baby? Like why my mama was a baby? I don't know.
Yeah, that is interesting. We're gonna have to write a letter.
Yes.
I remember as a kid in J.C. Penney, they had like one of those test PlayStations. Remember when like kids would line up for it? Remember there would
Oh
be
my
like a
god.
TV screen and like the controller was connected to it.
Yeah,
And,
dude, real fast. I played Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the first time doing that, and I was, oh man, I was in love. I couldn't wait to buy that game. Like that was
yeah, oh,
so it
that's
was one of
awesome.
my favorite games of all time. Yeah, go.
Yeah, kids used to line up for those, and
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I was one of them, and I like to. But they had it was so weird because like J.C. Penney, like I think you could buy a PlayStation there, but it wasn't known for something like that. Like you probably wouldn't go there to buy your PlayStation unless you're like. I don't know, but I remember they had one of those there, and I was so surprised to see it. And I played Parappa the Rappa on there a couple
Nice.
times. I was so excited. I was like, "This is such a cool game!" Like I was, I don't know, maybe I was.
Did you ever own the game, or did you just play it on that?
I know we definitely rented it. I know because we played it at my house. I know, but I don't know
Okay.
if we ever owned it. I think we rented it though from Blockbuster.
Okay.
Wow, what a difference! Remember that Blockbuster video? You
Oh
remember
yeah.
that song?
I don't know. I don't actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't remember that song. Was it
I'll
a
have to make.
commercial?
Oh yeah, it was like that was like the jingle for the Blockbuster video commercials. I'll send it to you. I'll
I
send it to you.
remember making a Blockbuster night. I remember that saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I never heard that song though.
There's something
Uh,
about the smell of those plates. It's the smell, if there is such a thing. You know what I mean?
it did have a certain aroma to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It like I found myself wondering that about that. Like I would love to go to a Blockbuster, just to like walk around and look at stuff and like watch like pick out a movie. But I feel like I want the idea of it and not like actually doing it because I think if I did it once, I'd be like I don't need to do this again. You know, because you basically do the same thing on any streaming thing. I guess we're going full circle here. Um,
Yeah.
like when you're looking for something to watch, you go to whatever it's whether it's Netflix or Hulu, whatever you have. Like, and, you know, we have everything because we just steal passwords and stuff. But so we have a bunch, and like we'll go to like. I mean, this is back in the day when we used to watch stuff. But we'll go to like Netflix and be like, all right, you want to watch that? No. Next thing. No, 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 no. Just keep going until you find something you like. Or if you don't like anything in Netflix, then you go to Hulu or whatever, and you do the same thing. It's kind of like the same thing when you go to Blockbuster. You walk around each aisle and you look
Yeah.
at what you want. You look at the back of each box, and you know you get to pick something that looks good. Like it's like you actually have to like get dressed and go out, like park, like go inside, like pay there, like and then go home. Whereas like this is so easy; it's on your couch. It is basically the same thing. You just don't get the experience of like being there and like the you know the touch of the box and like the smell of it. Which is why I said that like I would love to do it just once, and then like I wouldn't need to do it again because like then maybe I'd want to do it like in 5 years, you know. But like I wouldn't want to do that, just repeatedly like every Friday. We used to go to Blockbuster every Friday night, and just like I used to rent a video game until
Blockbuster and
Sunday.
Pizza Hut.
Yeah, well, we used to have we used to go to Station Pizza, which is a local pizza joint
Okay.
here, which was great until my friend ruined it by becoming the new owner. I'll never forgive him for that, but different story.
Sorry.
Not my friend. I went to grade school with him, but no, it was weird. Like it used to be a great pizza joint, and he bought it, and then it's been terrible ever since. Like it's been disgusting. So he kind of ruined it. But my apology, Billy, for watching. My apology. I'm just telling you the truth. It sucks now. Anyway, speaking about as you see, I love ruffling feathers. Yeah, I live for it. I don't know if you saw my tweet to Mina Kimes on was it Friday? Was it Friday or Thursday? It might have been Thursday. She wrote it was definitely Friday because what is that weird sound in the background? It sounds like a white noise machine.
Oh, I don't know. Nothing changed over here.
Oh, that's weird. Well,
Is it like
whatever it was? It stopped. But,
oh, okay, cool. Oh
yeah,
my
it sounded
god,
like a
we're
white
on
noise
it.
machine. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, she tweeted. She's like, "Yes, getting ready to go on Around the Horn for the last time, you know, because they canceled the show." And then I quote tweeted her. I said, "Thanks for ruining the show," and she apparently did not like that. She quote tweeted me saying she posted the tweet I had where people think I said that women shouldn't vote, which obviously it's not the case. Like I said women would be better off not vote. I said women would be better off not voting. But apparently people think that means that they shouldn't vote, which is not true. Anyway, she quote tweeted that, and then I had 1.3 million people look at that tweet. That tweet had 1.3 million views, and I had so many like defenders of her just like replying to me, like calling me like an a-hole or whatever. It was so funny. I just love like replying to everyone. So this is like I love this stuff. It is kind of troll. Like I basically was trolling her, but it's true. It is true. She did lead. She was part of the downfall of it. But I even on what was it? It was no, I guess it wasn't. It wasn't Friday because Mike was on Thursday. Yeah, Mike was on Thursday when he talked about it. That had to be Thursday. We had Mike Lachine from NFL Rough Draft on Thursday, and like people from Twitter were even coming in and be like, Mike, you shouldn't be associated with this douchebag. And Mike was just laughing. He was like, he shares the same political views. Like, I don't know if he didn't want to say it, but like he thought the same thing. So I thought that was funny, but it is hilarious. I think that, and it is strange. That's why I think a lot of these people are bots on Twitter. That like the same thing happened back when I made that original tweet, and also a couple other things that were controversial that I wrote. Like these, I get like the same, like it's sort of like the same sort of response to it from these certain sort of people, and then it just goes away like within 24 to 72 hours. It just shuts off. It feels like I'll constantly, if I post anything, I'll get replies from these people. Say like I'll post a link to my power rankings, and one guy was like, "Why would I go to your site? You're terrible." Like I'll get that sort of response, like no matter what I do, but like it just shuts off like 24 hours or 48 or 72 hours, depending on how this is how viral it gets. So after like 48 hours, this just like shut off. Like now I'm not getting any responses from these people.
That's that dark web theory.
What dark? Which one?
That the internet like isn't real, or it's mostly bots.
Dead internet theory. Yeah,
dead internet or yeah.
Yeah, I kept saying these. I kept replying. I'm like, you're just a bot anyway, and I do believe that. Like, even if they're a real person, that I consider a liberal or leftist to be bots with heartbeats anyway. So
yeah. Wait, what did I say? Did I say dead internet theory? What did I say?
That's what I said. You said dark web theory.
Oh, dark web. Yeah, that's what I meant. Dead. I've lost my mind. You knew what I meant. The dark web theory. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. So I know there's definitely something. There's definitely something to it for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, how about we read some old comments and then get to topic on hand.
Let's get into it here.
So we did that. Buffalo Bandits won their third straight lacrosse championship tonight. Something the Chiefs failed to do.
Nice.
When I was this is kind of like I don't know if you ever watched Rick and Morty, but have you ever watched Rick and Morty?
I've caught like a couple episodes, but
okay. In one episode, so Rick had this thing where he could just erase people's memories, and one time he said, I'm not taking this for granted, and Morty was like, granite, you know it means granted, right? And like Rick was so embarrassed that he deleted his grandson's memory, and so he would never know that. And so this is something like for me, except I was a kid, not like super young. I think I was like 10 or 11, and so I had the I don't know why. Like it was someone had the newspaper in school. I think it was because of fantasy football, because that's how we used to score. Someone bring in the Philadelphia Daily News, and we'd score just based on stats. That's how we knew who won. And so like I was looking at it, and like they had lacrosse scores, and I was like, I've never watched Lacrosse. Lacrosse, what is that? And I was like, Lacrosse, like that word? And they're like, no, lacrosse. I was like, oh man, that's embarrassing. I think I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah, that's like, I think other people have reported this to me too. Like I saw the spelling of the word Arkansas before I heard the pronunciation of the word Arkansas. So I was like, oh, Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah. That's yeah.
I don't think that's that weird. I think many people have done that. Or do you think I'm the only one?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you've never seen it before, you might think it's that way. I mean, there's
Yeah,
many
like I never heard it
Like,
said. Like I saw it on a map before. Like I knew how to pronounce it, I guess. But
yeah,
I was like
or yeah,
Arkansas. I mean,
yeah.
then once they said Arkansas, I was like, oh, and like I just never asked any questions.
Hmm.
It's like I guess it's just the funny pronunciation, but it's
Yeah,
spelled that way,
right,
Arkansas.
right.
Can
And
you
then
fault me?
there's also like Illinois. Like
Yeah,
you don't say
yeah.
the S, but there's an S there. So if you've never heard that before, you might say Illinois. And then someone will correct you. It's not as embarrassing as Lackaroos, I think.
Well,
Don't
yeah,
forget Lackaroos.
but I think Kansas, because there's another state called Kansas.
Right.
I think Arkansas is an easy.
Yeah,
So
that makes
that's my defense for thinking that for like I don't know. I probably thought that for like I don't know a week until I heard somebody say it and I was like okay, and then I never asked questions again. That's like the Pythagorean theorem.
Mhm.
I thought it was the Pythagorean N theorem. I was like, well, I know what a theorem is. I was like, maybe this is like a different class of like you got
Oh
your
yeah.
theorems, you got your N theorems.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was
kind
the
of had something
Pythagorean.
similar. I used to think that there were three Olsen twins, no triplets. I used to think Mary, Kate, and Ashley Olsen instead of Mary, Kate, and Ashley Olsen. I thought there were three. I didn't know.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes it Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen.
yeah. So
Dude, that's
I thought
true.
I really thought it was three, and then I was like the Olsen triplets. They're like triplets. What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I really thought they're triplets.
That's funny. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah. Redskins 100% missed the playoffs. Oh, Brandon, you broke my heart. I know Cassandra agrees. Actually, I don't know if Cassandra agrees they'll miss the playoffs. I just know that Cassandra believes that the Redskins will not win the Super Bowl, or at least they're a bad value to win the Super Bowl. I disagree, guys. Rectangles.
Rectangles,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, let's. I still like Scott Silver traded the rectangles to the Lakers. Yeah. Let's see. John says a square can be a rhombus or a rectangle. Rectangle can't be a rhombus. Yeah.
Nice.
How to become a dinner good? Yeah, we talked about that too.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We said that. Yeah, options and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to do our cover call episode at some point. John saying the hot and humid wedding, basically the opposite of this Memorial Day week. Yeah, it's pretty cold. I consider you know how they say like summer is June 21st to September 20th or whatever. I mean, that's such BS. Like I would say like summer is Memorial Day to Labor Day. Like that's summer. Like what? Like how's June 18 is always super hot and humid. It's not summer. Like give me a break.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. I feel like that's just nonsense. Let's see. Rusty went downhill fast after the Battle of the Horses. Yeah,
Oh,
I agree. So yeah, I'm obligated.
You still get the Woody hat, the Battle of the Horses hat.
I do. Yeah, it's not like cooperating today. All right,
where did you get that?
Things haven't been the same since the Battle of the Horses.
Where did you get
this?
I
don't know. It's in my closet. It was we have a box for Halloween costumes, and I was the reason I found this was because I was looking for my Cobra Kai costume that I used to wear all the time. By the way, that was such a woman attractor back in the day when I was single. Like whenever I wore it, like, and I guess maybe it's Halloween, maybe that plays a factor too. Like whenever I wore it, man, I scored that night. It was like 100% hit rate. It was great. So I just went with that costume every year. And on the show, I would still wear it because I was like the only real costume I had. I can't find it. It's like the opposite of what we're talking about, where like if you move, you find stuff. When I moved, I knew where it was in my office upstairs, and now I can't find it. Now that I moved downstairs, like I don't know where it is. So I was rummaging through the Halloween stuff. And I found this cowboy hat. I'm like, I'll wear this. It was a Thursday this week, this year, Halloween, because Andy was on the show. I remember that, and I wore I wore this hat on that Thursday. That was the same day as the that Texans Jets Thursday night game. So
you know what you should do, like, because instead of the timestamps, because I'll do a timestamp here shortly. I'll make note so that we know when the football talk starts, because I know people appreciate that. Yeah. But how about this? when we talk football, you wear the hat. When we don't talk football, you don't wear the hat. And then people can just like skim through and be like, wait, is he
All
wearing the
right,
hat?
let's
Okay,
do
it's on.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
be like,
Let's
wait,
do
it's on. Yeah, like now
it.
we know. No, I'm just joking. But that would be funny. It's like,
Oh,
okay,
no,
there
I'm
he
good.
is. Like for those that want to skip the nonsense, which I feel like is most people, but that's okay. We have a great time. We have a great
Yeah,
time.
I think so.
Yeah,
No, let's do it. I'll wear the hat when we talk football. Um,
okay, yeah, let's get into it here, man.
well, hold
Let
on,
me.
we still got comments to read.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pizza Hut in Manteo, North Carolina, they have lights and also signs for the book club. Unsure if they still have actively going or not, but I think it's
Oh,
no
okay.
Pizza Hut. That's pretty cool. We'll have to,
Well, we should go
if we're ever
there.
down, if we're ever down there,
We
it'd
should
be
go
neat to
there.
go
Yeah.
to. My birthday is New Year's Eve too, says Steve. Steve, if you're still on, I would love to know this because it's my son is going through the same thing. And as a dad, I'm going through this with my son. Like, do you have issues? Just buying like the right amount of gifts for him. Sorry, this is yours. Have you, like, when you were a kid, did you ever feel like your parents kind of neglected your birthday in the sense that like you didn't get as many gifts as you would have maybe in like March or April, May, etc. Than you did on New Year's? Because I found this with my son. Like, we'll get him Christmas presents, but his birthday is 6 days later, and
Yeah.
so it's tough to just like, I feel like I don't want to do this, but like in the back of my head, I'm like, well, why don't I save some of his Christmas presents for his birthday, which is hard. Like, I don't want to do that. So I don't know if you ever felt that happened to you. So I'm kind of very curious if you're still on, please let me know. And I don't know if your parents ever just found a way to get around that or to make it right. So just please let me know. It says, how old will your son be when you take him to a Trenton Thunder baseball game? Oh, that'd be fun. I don't know. It'll be weird to see the parking lot full. I'd just say that. I don't know, 7, 8. He has no attention span right now. He'll watch something for 5 minutes, so he'll do something else, even if it's something he likes. So he's not quite there yet. He's just like bouncing off the walls and stuff. Patrick says, I'm there, Quacky, going all in on roller coasters. I think Disney coaster parks are different. Yeah. So no, I like roller coasters. I'm just saying, like, going to a theme park, just it feels, I don't know, it feels like just so much to do. And I guess like things change when you're kids. Like, it just, I don't know. I just wouldn't have the time to do that. So, and yeah, it says Busch Gardens. I've never been to Busch Gardens, but I've heard good things, obviously. One summer at King's Dominion skee ball, I realized if you got the top corner 3 out of 8 tries, you win. Up that summer with multiple massive items.
Nice. That's awesome.
So they exploit you. It's nice that you can exploit them too. One could spend $20 in the crane game at Walmart or go next door to the dollar store and buy the prize. You just won $1.
Yeah, that's not the point, Slew. It's the glory, man. I do it for the glory.
Well, what if you bring in a toy to the park and you carry it around and people are like, no, not for you, but for other people, and they're like, wow, look at that guy. Like,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you, once you do hit it, you're on top of the world, baby.
Yeah, that's true. What about dumbass and theory? Mike says, I just came from a Bandits Lackaroos champion party.
Lackaroos.
Charlie's Campbell's podcast just ended, ran simultaneously. Ended? I thought he did a pre-recorded show. Is that he just did a podcast live?
Maybe
I did not know that. We should have coordinated
time.
and had him on the show. I don't know.
Oh, dude, why would you? Why? I don't know. You think Charlie would? Hey, thanks, Lou.
Yeah, Sue, thank you so much for the 555 super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get down to business. Rank these 3 bonus bet futures options. Pacers plus 420, Knicks 19-1, and for hockey, Stars plus 350. I can't say anything about the Stars. I don't know anything about hockey. All my teams are gone, so I stopped paying attention. You tell us about the Stars compared to the other teams. For basketball, though, I mean, there's definitely value with the Knicks 19-1. Like, the Pacers were super lucky to win Game 1. I don't know. Last game was so frustrating because we had Karl Anthony Towns over, and he didn't play the fourth quarter until like 2 minutes left. I don't know what Thibodeau was thinking. Like, he just had a brain fart or something. I thought he got hurt. I was looking up, like, did I miss his injury? Like, I was actually looking to see if he got injured, and he just didn't play. Like way to not play your second best player. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't feel like Thibodeau is made for the playoffs. Like, he's a good regular season coach, great regular season coach, but playoff coach, he just sucks every time. He does dumb stuff like not playing your second best player because let's play our crap center, backup center instead, who can't make free throws, and they're just gonna foul him. Like that's idiotic. So yeah, I'm pretty pissed at him. So I don't really have faith in Thibodeau. So I guess I would go Pacers plus 120. I still don't think they're that good. I mean, it feels like they got so lucky this whole playoff run. I don't know. I just don't see it with them. I just have this mental block. The first round they didn't catch Lillard. Lillard was injured. Second round they got super lucky with Cleveland. Half the roster is missing. And then now they get the Knicks blowing a 14-point lead with 2 minutes left or 3 minutes left, whatever it was. And then game 2, I don't know what happened. I guess Thibodeau being stupid. I think the Knicks might win. I think the Knicks are going to win game 3. And then I think I guess it's somewhat risky because if the Pacers win game 3, that number's going to be lower. Or the odds are going to be worse. But if I'm pretty like we saw tonight, the Timberwolves won game 3. I think the Knicks are going to win game 3. If they do, you're going to get a better number of the Pacers. So if you want to, I think if you want to bet the Knicks now and then bet the Pacers after they lose tomorrow night, I think that makes the most sense. But you're shaking your head, but I definitely think the Knicks are going to win tomorrow night.
No
seems
way.
like a lock. It seems like a lock. I don't know. Like the Pacers are super lucky, but they did this last series. They won 2 in Cleveland, and then they just got shell shocked. Game 3, they got crushed. They got blown out. That's the worst playoff game of the playoff series this season so far. So.
I also feel like this series could be a sweep, though. I like Indiana. I like them to win it all. I think this team has a balanced attack. They have a decent bench too. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that after the way that they lost game 1, that really takes the wind out of your sails. I'm thinking like 1995 Orlando Magic losing game 1 sort of situation. I don't know. Like maybe you're right. Like maybe the Knicks could win. Like could they win the blowout? Sure, but like I don't know. Like I like this Pacers team. I like them a lot. I think maybe that first game really took the wind out of their sails. This could be a sweep. So now, but I like the Pacers there, Slew, a lot. I was on here saying before when they were 24-1 last week. Was it? Yeah, I said I like the Pacers. You said no.
2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
I still say no. I don't. I have no faith in them. I don't see it. I don't think they're that good. I
think they're going to win the title.
They're not going to beat the Thunder. Come on.
Oh, come on. Why? Why?
The Western teams are so much better. No. If they make it to the finals, I think they're going to be the worst finals team we've ever seen. Who's worse?
How about the New Jersey Nets? The 2002, 2003. Wait. They won. Yeah, they were there in 02 and 03. They lost to the Spurs and they're the third of the Lakers three-peat. Lakers was first, and then they lost again. They were like a 48-win team. They weren't even a 50-win team. The one against the Lakers.
I'd have to kind of remember who was on.
Why don't you like the Pacers? I think they've got a lot of good players. Miles Turner, Halliburton. I like Benedict Mathurin from out of Arizona coming off the bench. They got Obi Toppin coming off the bench. Connell had a nice game.
Connell.
Nemhard.
These guys are mediocre guys. Like
they're coming together. I think you're wrong, man. Take the Pacers.
I think they're very well coached. I'll say that. I think they're very well coached.
Yeah, you're very well coached. Take the Pacers.
No, that team of Jason Kidd. That's a better player than anyone on the Pacers. I don't know. Halliburton is good. He's a good player. Siakam.
Pascal Siakam, man.
He's not a number 2 though. He's a number 3.
But and the Smith is playing all right. Like I think this is a balanced attack. They remind me of the 08-09 Orlando Magic. Not necessarily the players, but in their kind of like under the radar run, sort of.
They do have that sort of feel. I agree to that. I agree with that. But that team didn't win.
Yeah. Well, history is about to change.
I just think the West is so much better. Like both teams in the West are much better. I don't know. I'm kind of sad that the Timberwolves are down 2-1 because of the 60-1 bet. And it's so hard to hedge the Thunder because I think they're still like minus 220 to win the finals. Even if you get like a profit boost, it's still rough. I've hedged with them a little bit, but not nearly enough. And I was hoping to get a good price. I just didn't see it. I was really hoping that the Timberwolves won game 1, so I get hedged that way. But they just got crushed. Like they were taking bad threes, like in both games in OKC. But they did have a great game tonight. I expected that. I bet them tonight. I don't know who I'm betting game 4, but it's worth noting OKC has not covered the spread in any road game this playoff run. Then again, I think it's gonna be different when they play an Eastern team, just because the Eastern Conference is just so much worse. It just felt like entering the playoffs, so where whoever would win the West would win. That's I don't know, but if you took like the 24-1, if you took like 10-1 on them to win the East, I think I would have liked that, I guess. But to beat a Western team, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it. I guess there could always be injuries or something, but
all right, I might take it. We'll see.
Okay, so or you might take it. You haven't bet it yet. You loved it. You didn't bet it.
No.
Why didn't
I really haven't bet since the Battle of the Horses.
You do it again.
Yeah. See, this is.
Again.
Yeah, I really haven't
been around these parts.
Things are going to change. Things are going to change this year.
Yeah.
Things are going to change. I'll start betting again for this National Football League season. Which I guess we should get it. I guess we should get into it here. Holy cow, we're at an hour 25 already.
Yeah, I was wearing this back. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, but anyway, Sue, thank you so much. I mean, did we answer your question? Well, for me, that's what I would do. I think the Knicks are going to win Game 3. So again, there could be some risks to this because it could backfire. But I would bet the Knicks now, and if you want to, let's just say I wouldn't actually do this, but like if you want to do this, I'll bet the Knicks now, and then I bet the Pacers after Game 3. Because you might get like plus 500 or plus 480 or something after Game 3, just slightly better. By the way, Brent Rooker homered today, which was nice. We had him at like plus 510, so that was a nice win for us. Mike says Charlie's podcast started exactly midnight. Best and worst NFL drafts. I'm shocked Charlie's up this late. I did not know that was going to happen.
Wow,
that's pretty cool though. I didn't know he was doing a live show. Was it actually a live show, Mike? I know he posted a video earlier today, or at least he scheduled one to be posted. But I didn't think he did something live. Hey, that's awesome if he did. Then Adam Silver pulls the script out. That's true. All right. Okay, so let's get into these playoff bets. So to make the playoffs, you have the Bills minus 700, Ravens minus 480, Eagles minus 420, Chiefs minus 370, and then you have a bunch of like minus teams. The Niners, Rams, but I'm more interested in the plus teams. And I found 3 that I liked. So you have Cardinals. I'm just reading the plus numbers. Cardinals plus 132, Vikings plus 130, Falcons plus 146, Cowboys plus 156, Steelers plus 156, Patriots plus 152, Bears plus 168, Colts plus 176, Jaguars plus 172, Dolphins plus 180, Seahawks plus 186. Then you get to the longer shots: Panthers plus 235, Raiders plus 300, Titans plus 470, Jets plus 520, Saints plus 710, Browns plus 820, and Giants bringing up the year plus 880. I don't know if you wanted to touch on some you liked, but like I said, there were 3 that I liked. I'm kind of curious to maybe if you find the 3 I like. I could be talking to a 4th as well, but I don't feel as strongly about it. But if you and by the way, if you hit 2 out of 4, you make money here. So what were you thinking for some of these?
Oh my God, there's one that's really sticking out to me. That's the Atlanta Falcons.
That's one of them.
Plus 146.
Yep.
I might send you some money to place that for me. I'm serious.
You don't have that at Hard Rock?
I don't think so.
Really?
Okay. Let me look. They might later in the later on, but I don't know. They don't have a lot. I went for the draft. Like I actually went there. Like the app had only the top 5 picks. Those were the only picks for the draft. Those were the only available bets for the draft. The kiosks at the actual Hard Rock, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not even like a mention of the draft.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. So I mean, it was disappointing. So I don't really expect them to have too much up, but let's see here.
Well, as you look, I'll tell you why I like the
Yes.
Falcons. Like I think they would have made the playoffs last year if they didn't have such a decline at quarterback. Because they were well ahead of the Buccaneers who were injured, and when they beat them in overtime, it seemed like they were kind of or they beat them twice actually. When they beat them the second time, it seemed like they were locked in to win the division, especially with Tampa being so injured. And then like things fell apart for them. It was uh, Kirk Cousins just self-destructing. Like, because week one he played poorly against Pittsburgh, as most quarterbacks do, but then he played like somewhat well. He had that comeback against the Eagles. He had some other wins in those Tampa games. He had really good games, and then he just started throwing interception after interception. I think he aggravated his Achilles that he was recovering from, or something happened, and he just kept getting worse. I think if they went to Penix earlier, they would have won some of those games they lost. And like all it would have taken is two more wins, and I think they would have gotten it. So they're going to have better quarterbacking this year because we saw Penix being better than Cousins. I love what they did with their pass rush this offseason. They got Leonard Floyd in free agency, and then they drafted two guys in the first round for the edge rush. So that's going to help out a lot. I like the third round pick, Xavier Watts, to play safety. He could be a great pair with Jesse Bates. The offensive line is really good. Center, they lost a center, which is the only thing that was a downgrade this offseason. But like overall, it seems like a really strong team. And Tampa's still good, I think. But I think that I would rate Tampa and Atlanta like pretty evenly. I think I'm like right next to each other in the power rankings. And so to get like plus 146 with a team that's probably a coin flip to win the division. I mean, if you get plus 146 on a coin flip, you obviously bet that every single time. So yeah, I'm with you. Why do you like Atlanta?
Well, I think they're going to have a great year. I mean, I could really see this team going like 12-5 or 13-4.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a really spectacular year, which brings me into my other play, which is Michael Penix for MVP. I wonder what the odds are. I mean, it could be worth a shot if they win the division. I'm actually looking at this here on Hard Rocks, multiple. There's many of them. NFC South to win the division. The Falcons are plus 230. I love that. I love that.
Same.
I mean, I think
you might as well bet that. You might as well bet that instead of making the playoffs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. So Penix is 75-1 here. Yeah, I feel like you could get a better number than that. I think you could probably find 100-1 somewhere on him. You would really bet that?
Yeah, I love the man. What if he went off, man? We've only seen like five. I feel like he got just enough of a sample. We saw he just looks like a guy that team. I feel like they're on the come up. I love Penix. I think he could have a good year.
I think he could too. I don't think he has like the rushing upside to win MVP. I feel like these days, it has to be like a quarterback who scores a bunch of rushing touchdowns to make his stats look so much better. Like last couple of years, we saw Josh Allen win it. You saw Lamar Jackson win it. Like it seems like every time it's a scrambling quarterback. And he's not a scrambling quarterback. He can move around a little bit, but he's definitely not a scrambler. So I that's why I think I would give it to one of like Mahomes. Mahomes is not like super like a great runner, but he can move around and stuff like that, and he can score rushing touchdowns. So I think it would go to Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I think it's gonna, or maybe Jalen Hurts. I think it's gonna be one of those five. Although Hurts and Saquon Barkley kind of cancel out, so probably one of those four, I would say. So yeah, that's where I would go with the MVP. And we talked about JJ McCarthy maybe having a dark horse, and that got me to my next play here, which is Vikings plus 130 to make the playoffs. I love this team. I think they have a great roster. The offensive line might be the best in the NFL. Their defense really good with Brian Flores. Great coaching staff. McCarthy's the only question mark, and like he got the most. Kevin O'Connell got the most out of Sam Darnold last year, and Mike McCarthy. JJ McCarthy is Kevin O'Connell's handpicked guy. So I think he's going to have a big year. I think that there are declines for every other team. Well, for two of the teams of that division. with the Lions losing both coordinators, and for the Packers, like unless maybe Matthew Golden plays well, like that would cancel this out. But like Christian Watson being injured, if Golden can't replace him right away, then I think that that would kind of hurt them. Just not having that deep threat. But like I said, if Golden's really good right away, then that cancels out my my negativity toward them. So I like the Vikings plus 130. Do you see anything else you like, or I don't know what you feel about the Vikings, but I think that's a great play.
I like that too. I really love the Falcons, especially. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let me see. I don't know, the Patriots at plus 152. What do you think about that one? I don't know. I feel like I would like a little more there.
I feel like the AFC is so crowded, and I don't know. You have a first-year head coach at that team. I know Vrabel's been a head coach before, but still with this team, it's a new time. And then Drake May, like he wasn't that good last year. I mean, he had some nice moments, but a lot of his nice moments were in garbage time, like when the game was over. So we talked about them last time, where you liked their over 8.5, and I was kind of shocked to see that number. I thought it was going to be 6.5. And even like 6.5, I don't even know if I'd like that over. So it's like telling me that I would like the under 8.5, but I could see Vrabel sneaking out a 9-8. I'm not going to play it either side, but yeah, I mean, I've seen some enthusiasm from them. I don't know. I guess you like that, the plus 152. I don't really see them making the playoffs, but I don't think it's impossible though.
Yeah, let's keep scrolling down and see if there's any long shots that, like, if I
real fast, I wanted to get to my third team, which is
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The Steelers are plus 156. So they made the playoffs the last 2 years, and people are like, "Oh, who's their quarterback?" Well, we know it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers. Like he even said 2 days ago, for some reason, someone was asking him if he'd ever play for the Bears. I don't know why, because Caleb Williams was there, but he said no, I'm going to be playing against the Bears, and the Steelers play the Bears this year. So like I feel like it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen at some point. I should probably get my write up for that posted, so I can post it like right away. I think the Steelers the past 2 years made the playoffs with Mason Rudolph, and then they made the playoffs with Russell Wilson. And I feel like Rodgers should be better than them, even if 41. Age is the only question mark. He's 41. He's going to be 2 years removed from the torn Achilles. And the defense is amazing. The offensive line's not bad. They have DK Metcalf now, just like a legit number one receiver, which they haven't had. Like Pickens is okay, but he's not a number one. And they're really well coached. So I feel like, and I think their schedule is easy if I remember to start the year. So I think that the Steelers are going to win 9 games or 10 games like they usually do, and they'll find a way to sneak into the 7th seed once again. Maybe they won't make the playoffs, but I think they're definitely going to be in the mix. So that's the third team I like. I don't know what you think about them, but
yeah, I mean, I think it's decent. I'm not in love with it, but might be worth a shot.
All right. Well, there's one other team. The Jaguars are plus 172. That was like the 4th team I was considering. Like I don't like it as much, but the Jaguars is definitely going to be better this year than they were last year. You have Trevor Lawrence is going to be, I think, better with Liam Cohen, and he's going to be 2 years removed from all those injuries he suffered to close out the 2023 season when they went from 8-3 to 9-8. So I feel like being 2 years removed from that's really important. They have Travis Hunter now. Like I feel like he's going to play great at one position, if not both. The offensive line's not bad. The defense has gotten better. I don't think they're a great team by any means. I think Houston should be the favorite in the division, but I think this is close to a coin flip. It might be like 55-45 Houston, and so Jacksonville I think is worth a shot at plus 172. So.
Yeah, I like it too. It's a bad division, and I mean, the Texans had a lot of injuries last year. Are these players coming back from those injuries going to be the same? I mean, I don't know. Like, I think I like the value there. Yeah. I think Jacksonville, they're a team that has really fallen below expectations, like you said, with Lawrence and some of his injuries. We had him a couple years ago. I had him to win the Super Bowl. What were they, like 7-2 and missed the playoffs, or 7-3 or something like that?
8-3.
Yeah, they just had it. Yeah, and just absolutely imploded. So
yeah,
I expect them to exceed some expectations this year. So I don't know that I'll take that, but I think the value is pretty good.
All right. Well, I mean, if we keep scrolling downward, we get to a team that you've spoken highly of before, the Panthers, at plus 235. I don't know how you feel about that.
I
I
feel
wouldn't
like
think.
that's not enough
You don't really? You don't think so?
to make the playoffs in that division. I mean, you're basically saying, I mean, for the Panthers, if you want them to make the playoffs, I think I'd just sooner bet them to win the division. You're going to get, I think it's,
Right. Yeah, that's
but
true.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, maybe things could be surprising, but
It's.
um,
I feel like it's gonna be tough for two NFC South teams to make the playoffs. Like, it's not impossible, but you have so many other good teams. Like, first of all, the Niners have the easiest schedule of all time, so I feel like they're almost certainly going to be a wild card team. And then in the NFC North, you have so many good teams. I feel like at least two are going to come from there, if not three. And then you have the Eagles, Redskins. Like, both teams are really good. Obviously, some people disagree with that, but I do think that's the case. I'd be pretty surprised if the Redskins didn't make the playoffs. So it's like I said, it's gonna be tough for two teams to make the playoffs in that division. So I think you're right. Like, instead of betting one of those teams to make the playoffs, you just bet them to win the division. So,
yeah. Keep scrolling down a little bit if you don't mind.
well, we don't have that many teams left. We have Titans, then Jets, Saints, Browns, and Giants are the last team. So,
Dude, take the Browns at plus 820.
the Browns, Joe
What if
Flacco.
Shadur Sanders comes out and like proves all the haters wrong, and like Mason Graham is in there and Miles Garrett's in there, and then they got Judkins and they're just going off.
Yeah.
And you got a plus 820 ticket.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that's enough. I need more. I need like a 15-1, 16-1 on the Browns. The Browns, like, yeah, Sanders could be fine. He's still a rookie, and he still has two tough teams in that division, the Ravens, Steelers. Um, I don't know. It's a tough conference too. I'm not. I don't know. I feel like the Browns might be hyped a little bit if Sanders wins the job, just because like everyone heard from ESPN that this guy should have been drafted first round. Mel Kiper had like a mental breakdown on air that he wasn't drafted in the first round. Um, and here I had, like I said, back in February, a scout told me from a team that doesn't need a quarterback, a scout told me that I needed to get Shador out of the first round. And he even their team had a day 3 grade on him. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he does prove the doubters wrong, but this guy does not have like elite talent too. Like, he's not like a quarterback who had like Aaron Rodgers. He dropped in the draft, obviously not out of the first round, but still, like, he proved the doubters wrong when he got his chance. I don't know if Sanders is talented enough to do that, especially as a rookie. I think he has a higher floor. I think like he could be, at the very least, like a really good backup in the NFL. But I don't know. I don't really buy him. Like, he has to win the job, like, first of all, and I think Flacco's going to take the job. Although I do like them in Week 1 against the Bengals, though.
I do too. I do too.
Yeah, we talked about, was it last week? Yeah, we talked about that last week. So,
Mm.
anyone else here before I give you my parlay?
No, I don't want to take any of those.
Okay, well, let me give you this parlay here, and let me get your thoughts on it. So, these teams are all minus a million to make the playoffs. But if you take the Bills, the three elite teams in the AFC, the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chiefs, to make the playoffs, the parlay is minus 105. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like, these teams are like head and shoulders above everyone. And there could be an injury, right? Like, Lamar Jackson has missed the two season finales in a row because he got hurt like toward the end of each of those seasons. We saw Mahomes miss a couple games here and there, and then Josh. We haven't really seen Josh Allen get hurt, but like, if Josh Allen goes down, obviously the Bills are going to be a train wreck. But which is why he won the MVP. But like, if there are no injuries with these teams at their quarterback, or if they don't have like massive injuries in other places, like, I think they're super locked in to make the playoffs. I know there's some pessimism on the Chiefs, but like, they would go 11-5 every year with Alex Smith. Like, you're telling me that they're going to be worse than that with Mahomes? Like, come on. So I think that they could each make the playoffs. And if you want to include the Eagles, you get plus 149. I'd rather not. I think I'd rather just bet 3 of these teams. And if you don't like the Chiefs, I think you can put the Eagles in there too and see what you get. You get minus 120. So I like this AFC East or AFC 3-team parlay to make the playoffs. What do you think about this? Am I crazy?
No, I don't think so. But I don't know. That's like so much can happen. I have a hard time seeing that not happening. But it's three things that have to happen for not even money. But
Well, I mean,
I even if there were serious injuries, like that still can happen.
well,
So
it's happened each of the past 2 years.
yeah,
And this has to hit like 51.5% of the time for it to work. I think it's for each of them to make the playoffs. I think it should be way more than 51%. I think it's in
yeah.
the six. I think it's in the
No,
60s personally.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah, so I think you're getting good value here. All right, let's go to teams that missed the playoffs, which is I think more fun. To miss the playoffs, so you have to pay a
Huh.
huge premium on the Giants and Browns here. I don't know if you can't even parlay these together. If you parlay like Giants, Browns, and Saints, it's still minus 317. So like you have to add like the Titans. You're probably not going to make it, even though like what if Cam Ward is amazing? You still get minus 176. And if you put in the Jets, still get minus 121. You're still not even the
Yeah.
money. Let's go Raiders. You're finally at plus 140. So you have to like have all 6 teams hit. So we can't exactly do that here. But we will get down to like the plus money teams. So let's read off the plus money teams. Chargers plus 104 and Redskins same. Texans are plus 118, Rams plus 138, and the same with the Niners. Buccaneers plus 132, Bengals plus 136, Lions plus 176, Chiefs plus 280, Eagles plus 310, Ravens plus 350, Buffalo Bills plus 470. I see 2 that I like here. Kind of curious to hear your thoughts on these.
Well, okay. Scroll down a little bit. I like maybe the Bengals.
Yes, that's one of my teams for sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think people are kind of enamored in the fact that they were basically a game away from making the playoffs last year, and especially how Burrow and Chase really turned it on at the end of the season. I think the expectations for them are very high, and they've got a lot of. I mean, that's such a strong division. I mean, it's well, except for the Browns, but
Right.
I don't know. They could easily not make the playoffs too. I can't believe that's plus 136. I like that a good bit.
Yeah, me too. This team has probably the worst defense in the NFL. If Trey Hendrickson holds out or retires, like he said he would, they definitely have the worst defense in the NFL. Like no question. Like they are horrible. Their offensive line sucks. I don't think people think they're going to score 1 million points a game, and they will against bad defenses or teams that can't rush the passer. When they're playing against teams that are going to be able to rush the passer well, like they're not going to score that much. So yeah, you have that. I don't like their coaching staff. I think Zach Taylor sucks. And so yeah, I think this team is going to finish 8-9 or 9-8, and it's just maybe 9-8 gets them into the playoffs. But at plus 136, I'm definitely willing to take that chance. So I like the plus 136. Do you see anything else? Like I said, I have one more play I have here.
What, one in the plus money?
Yes.
With the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can parlay this for plus 544, which that sounds kind of nice. The Lions, they lost both coordinators. I think that's a big deal. And they did lose one offensive lineman. They kind of like built themselves on their offensive line, and that's kind of like why Jacob and I like fell in love with them right away. Like we for the most part, we used to like love teams with great offensive lines, and like we both saw Detroit like not even like talking to each other. I remember just like agreeing with him right away, like when we first like liked them when they were like I think it was 2022 or something, when they were like 100-1 to win the Super Bowl. Like on our long shots, we both loved them like independently. And it was for that same reason, because their offensive line, they built it up so well. But they lost Kevin Zeitler, and last year their other guard, Graham Glasnow, didn't play well. Like there's a chance that if their second round rookie, Tate Ratledge, doesn't play well, like they could have 2 bad guards. Now they still have 2 elite tackles in the center, so like their line is not going to be bad or anything. But there could be a decline in blocking, which doesn't like match well with the new coordinator. Like I feel like Ben Johnson could have like schemed around that or something. Like the new coordinator, Johnny Morton, like I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's any good. I know he coached the team before as like an assistant coach, so he's back. So there's some familiarity. I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. I think like bringing someone new with some new ideas could have had some merit to it. But I think they're just a little too comfortable with a guy who just I don't know if he has what it takes to be a coordinator. And then they lost the defense coordinator too. Just Aaron Glenn was so great at like just getting guys to play better than they were. Like he revived Carlton Davis's career. And you always had so many injuries there last year, and like you can say, okay, they're gonna have better injury luck, but like I don't know. Sometimes like there's certain teams just keep getting injured, and like it has to do with like the training staff and stuff. I don't know. Like they could be one of these teams, and plus like there's no guarantee any of these guys are 100%. Like for example, like what if Aiden Hutchinson's not 100%? Like that's really gonna hurt that team. Or Ali McNeil, like it seems like he's probably not gonna be 100% because he got hurt so late in the year. I think there's just so many reasons why the Lions could decline this year, and that division's so tough. That's the best division of football, as far as I'm concerned. I think most people would agree. Even like people think the Vikings are going to finish in last. And they finished 14-3 last year. I bet them to win the Super Bowl. So it's a stacked division, 2 new coordinators. The Eagles, they limped into the playoffs that one year. The only reason they made the playoffs is because they started 10-1 and they had so many lucky wins. Like Sam Howell took them to overtime one time and he nearly beat them the second time because he had a big lead. Like that Eagles 10-1 was such a mirage. Like we bet against them a lot late in the year. The Seattle game comes to mind. I remember Drew Lock beat them in that Monday night game. It feels like the Lions are going to experience something similar this year. And like, given how tough that division is with so many tough games on their schedule, I don't know if they're going to have the same luck. Like they're not going to be able to beat Sam Howell, the Redskins twice because like all their divisional games are tough. So I actually want to, before we delve into other teams or something that you may have seen, like, or get your thoughts on this. Like, I want to look at the Lions' schedule real fast. So, set this in. Like, obviously, their playoff, their divisional games. They begin with at Packers, which I think we both like the Packers when we discussed the Week 1 lines. So they start Packers, Bears, Ravens. That's pretty tough. Then they get the Browns, and then they're at the Bengals, which I don't like the Bengals much, but at Cincinnati could be tough. Then at Chiefs, and then home to Tampa. Tampa beat them last year. Then they're the bye. Then they have this is tough too. Vikings, Redskins, Eagles. 3 back-to-back games. They get a bye with the Giants, and then they play the Packers, Cowboys, kind of mini bye, although it's Thursday night game, but still. All right, then they to close out the year, they Rams, Steelers, Vikings, Bears. They have 3 of these stretches where they have such difficult games. I just think that they're due for a regression this year. I would definitely bet them to not make the playoffs. It was plus 176. Was it? Yeah, plus 176. So
wow, okay.
Yeah,
give me the Chiefs to miss the playoffs plus 280. Yeah, man. Oh, what happens if they had an injury?
Oh, sure. I mean, any of these teams have injuries, they're going to miss.
Bring up their schedule. Let's just see.
Okay, I think it was not too bad off memory, but
I'm not actually going to take this, but
okay.
Sorry, I got to make you type out Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way. I don't know if there's. I didn't see a drop down. So.
Type Arkansas City Chiefs.
All right. Anyway, so they start 3 of the first 4 games are tough. At Chargers. That's not at Chargers. That's in Brazil. Then they had Eagles, Giants, and Ravens. So that's tough.
Dude, they could easily start at 1-3.
Not easily. Definitely not easily.
Dude, the Superchargers?
They're going to be favored. They're favored in every game. Actually, week 2, I'm not sure.
I like
they're favored in 3. They're favored against the Chargers. What are you talking about? We went over the week.
Give me the Superchargers.
I think the Chiefs will win that game.
No.
No. Andy Reid has 4 or 5 months to prepare for this game. He's not losing the Chargers. Sorry,
dude. Look at this schedule. This is a tough schedule, man.
Well, yeah. And so they have 4 tough games. Well, 3 out of 4 tough games, and then they get Jacksonville. They always beat up on Jacksonville. They get the Lions at home. Lions are declining this year. Then the Raiders. That's easy. Then the Redskins, Bills. That's a tough one. And then they get at Denver after the bye. Although Andy Reid off the bye is usually pretty good. Just to close out the year is not too bad. They have Colts, Cowboys, Texans. They beat up on last year. Chargers at home, at Titans, Broncos, Raiders. That late season schedule looks pretty easy, except for I guess Broncos. You could argue they could
Superchargers.
At home, like I don't know. The Chiefs always beat the Chargers. Last time the Chargers beat the Chiefs was like 2021.
Well, history is about to change.
or it'll just repeat itself. I don't see how it would change. Dude, the Chargers defense is awful. I did their season preview. I didn't post it yet because I want to do every team before I post it. Their defense sucks. It looks horrible. I don't know. They're not going to be able to stop the run at all. Their defensive line might be the worst defensive line in the NFL.
Wow.
Their top player is like 35 years old or 36. Khalil Mack. He's so old that he could regress. Their quarterbacks stink too. Like they're not going to be able to stop the pass. They're not going to be able to stop the run. I think this team is overrated too. I think I did a video of teams that are underrated. It was Falcons, Vikings, and Steelers. And I'm going to do teams that are overrated soon, and I think the Chargers are going to be on it just because everyone seems to like them this year. I think that they could easily miss the playoffs. I think they're another team, which I think they were plus money as well. Let me see. I think they were like plus 104. They were plus 104. Maybe if you find a plus 120 or something, I'd be more interested. Plus 104 is kind of. I think it's like a coin flip. And plus 104, I guess you take a coin flip. Plus 104 every time you get a coin flip, but it's. I feel like you can probably get a better number. I'm just looking at FanDuel. I didn't do like, I didn't do the research and find the best number. Just because like I kind of did this topic on a whim. Like I didn't even know. I was like my initial thought was like looking ahead to some games. Like there's some week 2 lines posted or some week 3 lines posted. I thought we'd look at that, but then I was scrolling through FanDuel. I'm like, oh, this is an interesting topic. To make it miss the playoffs because I saw some plays I liked. So that's why we did this today. But yeah, so if I scour the other sports books and I find like plus 115, plus 120, I think I might take that with the Chargers.
Let me see. Go back to make the playoffs. I want to see what are the Patriots to make the playoffs.
We talked about that plus 152.
Plus 152. What are the Cowboys?
I don't know which direction to go. All right, so we're going up. They were minus money, so which
plus
means
156. No, plus 156.
Oh, they are. Yeah, there we go. I missed it. Yeah, plus 156 to make the playoff. You like the Cowboys?
I was just curious to see what it was.
Okay,
it's the same as the Steelers. Huh? Interesting.
Yeah, the Steelers are a lot better. Although, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Steelers are much better defense, and they have the better coach. I feel like the only thing Dallas has better than Pittsburgh is the quarterback. And I'm not even a big Dak guy, but I mean, obviously, we don't know who Pittsburgh's quarterback is. We sort of know, but like, so it's a 41-year-old. Like, obviously, I think you'd rather have Dak than Rodgers at 41. Unless you don't. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the only place where Dallas is better than Pittsburgh. Because if you look at like Dallas's other strengths, like you have Micah Parsons, obviously, but the Steelers have TJ Watt. And like the Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb, but the Steelers have DK Metcalf. And I guess I'll take Lamb over Metcalf, but it is close. So even offensive line, I think that the Cowboys have Tyler Smith, but the Steelers, I like Troy Fautanu, their first round pick from 2024. Isaac Seumalo is a really good lineman. Their center, Zach Frazier, is really good too. I think Pittsburgh's offensive line is arguably better than Dallas's. Their running back, I like Jalen Warren more than Javonte Williams. And the coach, Mike Tomlin, could run circles around Brian Schottenheimer. It's kind of wild to me that they're the same number. Like the Steelers are, I think, clearly better than Dallas. So yeah, I mean that's great value. And at Dallas, like, yeah, but they could sneak in as the 7th seed, I guess. Like I don't think it's like a lock that they made the playoffs, but like yeah, I wish they were plus money to miss the playoffs. I would definitely bet them.
Okay, so, interesting.
Yeah. I think they're gonna go like 8 and 9 or something, and then maybe 9. I think they're like a mediocre team.
Right. Okay.
Well, it's like Pittsburgh's a good team. They just don't have a quarterback, unfortunately. Sue says Chiefs have Minshew Magic insurance.
Sure do.
Hey, look. You'll remember this. At least I think you will. In 2002, Donovan McNabb went down week 12 against the Cardinals, and everyone was like, all hope is lost. The Eagles are considered the best team in the NFL that year. They beat the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay, I think 20-10, I think. They lost to McNabb 5 weeks later, and everyone's like, oh, they're doomed. And AJ Feely came in, and he went 6-1 as a starter. He like Andy Reid has gotten the most out of. What I always said about Andy Reid is he could turn a crap quarterback into a mediocre quarterback. He could turn a mediocre quarterback into a good quarterback. He could turn a good quarterback into a great quarterback, and he could turn a great quarterback into the best quarterback of all time. That's what he's done every single time. Like McNabb, I thought just a good quarterback. He turned him into a great quarterback. He had Jeff Garcia late in his career, like a mediocre quarterback turned into a good quarterback.
Yeah, I love Garcia.
Same thing with Alex Smith. I would say mediocre, turned him into a good quarterback. He had AJ Feely, bad quarterback, turned him into a mediocre quarterback. Like Mahomes, great talent, he turned into a best quarterback in the league. Like every single quarterback he's ever coached, he's elevated this exponentially, like into like the next tier, at least maybe 2 tiers higher. That's what he would do with Minshew. I feel like Minshew came in, he would lead the Chiefs to the playoffs. They wouldn't win the Super Bowl, I don't think, but he would at least get them to like. I think he could even win a playoff game, probably lose second round if that were to happen. But I think he got him there. That's how good of a coach Andy Reid is. Like I don't think you ever bet against him to miss the playoffs. I just don't see it. I really don't. Like I think the Chiefs.
I'm with you. Yeah. I'm just was kind of curious to see. I don't know. I think that number should be higher. Certainly. So
Which one?
Chiefs to miss the playoffs. That should be like at least 4-1.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. So
you're basically like betting on an injury.
Yeah, if you parlayed off 3 Chiefs, what I said before. Wait, hold on. The Chiefs, Ravens, and Bills all miss the playoffs. You get 138-1.
Oh, put $20 on it, man.
$20 to like $20 you're automatically.
Yeah, and then it's crazy. Like just like everyone figures out the tush push and like.
Well, no, I didn't include the Eagles. I said Chiefs, Ravens, Bills.
Chiefs, Ravens. Oh, yeah. Like Drake May just comes out and is slinging it. Like Bills just get crushed, and then the Ravens, Flowers messes up and stuff.
Well, I don't. It's not gonna happen. Flowers messes up and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that would really be wild.
It would. Like I said, I would bet this: Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, minus 105. I like that. I think that's something that should be like minus 120, minus 125. I'm not like I wouldn't go nuts with it, but at 1 unit, 105 to win 100, maybe 2 units, 210 to win 200. I think I'd do it.
Oh, okay.
Anything else? We're at 2 hours now. Anything else?
Yeah. That's all I got.
Shape stock or are all triangles something? All triangles, octagons.
Yeah, I'll come back with a whole lesson next time. Honors geometry. Yeah. No, that's all I got. I'm getting tired early, man. It's just a symptom of getting older, I guess.
Yeah, it gets later earlier around here, as great Yogi Berra once said. All right, thanks so much, guys, for watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks especially to Slew for the 555 super chat. Thank you so much, Slew. You and John really carry us here. The YouTube ads pay nothing. I always say that. It's true. You guys really help us out so much, so really appreciate it. But yeah, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store, and please follow Quacky on Twitch TV, Quacky_T to be more precise. You said you're still playing Rocket League. Even if you don't like Rocket League, I'll say this about Quacky's stream real fast. Like his topics, his conversations are like top notch. I love listening to Quacky. Even I won't even like when you play Rocket League, man. I won't even watch. Like I just don't care. But like when I would watch your Mario play, I think that was fun.
Yeah.
Like Rocket League, I'll just like minimize it and just listen. Like you would always have like great conversations and stuff. And
I appreciate that.
I haven't listened in a while, but if you ever go live at night, I will definitely listen. So
I appreciate
definitely,
it,
guys. Follow Quacky_T on Twitch. Even if you don't like Rocket League, well, I mean, you still get to listen to the conversation, and maybe Quacky will finally start playing Ori as
maybe we will. All right, but yeah, thanks for having me, Walt. I had a great time as always. Appreciate everyone hanging out and watching, and we'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. We'll be back on Tuesday. By the way, Evan is going to be back on Tuesday. At least that's what the schedule is now. He said he's found 10 week one spreads that are way off. I can't wait to hear what those are. I actually want to guess before he tells us, but that'll be a fun episode. And then Kenny Wednesday, Thursday, not sure who's going to be on. And then Saturday, Tom, I assume will be on again next Saturday. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great Memorial Day, everyone. Hope you guys have a lot of fun. And we'll see you on Tuesday, and have a good night.
See y'all.